Hello, Eternal Haven here. So, basically, basically, for the, third time, I am making this video now. Because the first time was just too awful. Didn't plan it out or anything like that. But, alright, so I'm just gonna get right into it. Yeah. So, uh, right, so basically we have Monster Girl tier list, right? It doesn't cover every single Monster Girl, but you know, it covers a great amount, right? So we're just gonna go down the order and why I think what I think, right? All right. So first thing I want to do is change this row to pass row, right? Easy, easy, and it's gonna be gray. It's gonna be gray, right? All right. So first off, Spider Girls. Spider Girls they're often depicted as sadists, right? They're definitely of the mommy type. Um, they're just there, and there's a lot of interesting play that you can do with the webs. A lot of S&M play. I if that's your kink, that's you. Uh, it because of the legs, you see, because of the legs, right? I wouldn't put them in S tier, but like Spider Girls are up there. Okay. Harpies. Now, now harpies, right? They're hmm. So for me, right? For me, harpies are kind of a hard. They're kind of hard for me to decide on, right? Like, I mean, not in the sense of smash or pass, obviously this is smash, right? But it depends on like what I guess the characteristics of the harpies, right? Because like some harpies have hands, others do not have hands, right? And they have you know, their little wings. Some of them have feet, like normal human feet, while others have, well, like they have like bird toes. And I mean, again, this is like a kink thing. I personally don't mind either or, right? I mean, I have my qualms and stuff with both, but like, because on one hand you can get like these very weird feet jobs, right? And on the other hand, you have toes, right? And like, you know, feather hands sounds like you could do a lot of wing play, and like wing play is up there, and the feathers are soft, and it's like, but then on another spectrum you have like their claws and stuff, or one wrong move and snip snap. So harpies are C tier. Harpies are C tier. Dullahans S tier. It's just a normal girl, but better. I mean, like, what? You could do more things. You literally don't lose out, right? You literally don't lose out with a Dullahan girl, except maybe they might lose their head, but like, what's the problem with that? I mean, like, what is what is a problem of a Dullahan? And they take less things than normal humans as well, because they're kind of already dead, kind of, right? Like, they have the same basic anatomy, right? Um, you know, they have a separate head. Like, they can, once you die, they can take care of you. Like, they can take care of you and your soul, right? You literally don't lose anything. And they often come with a badass horse slash vehicle, etc. And they're killer with a scythe. Like, quite literally. So, I mean, it might be a stereotype, but hey, Dullahans, top tiers. Come on, guys. Come on. Alright, listen. Snake girls are, like, top tier girls, right? Like, they're so great, right? Of course, right? They might, they might get injured easily, or they might be a bit difficult to deal with in very crowded spaces, right? And, you know, they, in daily day-to-day life, there's a lot that you would have to do to take care of them, especially their bottom half, especially if they're fragile, right? Because some snakes have, like, softer skin than others, while others are more rougher. But the cuddles, like, and you will never be cold, because you'll just be always wrapped around in their warmth, and it's just so much, right? They can reach in tall places that you can't reach, because, you know, they can kind of be very tall. They're just very useful in a lot of different aspects, and, you know, like, social life might be a little bit more difficult, but, you know, it's worth it. It's worth it for snake girls. Cat girls. Listen, Nekopara is great. Nekopara is, like, perfect encapsulation of, like, cat girls. Like, from all different cats. I mean, speaks for itself. Like, I could literally just reference Nekopara, and that would be enough of a solid reason to show why cat girls are S tier. Dog wolf girls. Also S tier. Like, so, like, imagine, like, oh god, I can't say that sentence out loud. But, like, dog/wolf girls, right? So, dogs are cute and adorable, right? Like, now, let's have a humanoid dog/wolf girl, and now they're still cute and adorable. And, you know, like, same with cat girls. They both have, like, they're both cuddly animals. Like, you can cuddle both. You can cuddle both of them, so great cuddles. And while cat girls are seen more as agile and stuff, like, dog/wolf girls are more like, they're good hunters because they can memorize certain scents, right? It's kind of difficult for them to get lost because, you know, they have a good sense of smell. You know, they have pretty good stamina endurance, you know. I mean, I don't think I need to go any further with this one. Slime girls. You know, this is probably just going to be a whole tier of just S tier, right? But anyways, so, slime girls. Like, they don't have a, like, slime girls depend on the slime, rather, because there are different types of slimes to begin with. You know, there's fire slimes, water slimes, lightning slimes, metal slimes, poison slimes, etc., 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 right? So there's a lot of variety for whatever you want. You know, and if a slime is, they can, like, change how, I want to say, how tough they are, and also how slimy they are, right? Depending on slime, like, so, like, let's say, for example, you have, like, just a normal slime. Let's just take, like, Sue off Monster Musume, right? Sue off Monster Musume, right? Slime doesn't have a slime core, if I remember correctly. But, like, she can change shape, personality, etc., 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 right? How solid, how liquid, and the very unique ability of they can, you know, create tentacles if you're into tentacle play. Just be careful of your slime going rampant because, you know, sometimes they might start going in areas where they shouldn't go, or they might suffocate you, or choke you, or etc., or etc. But, like, if you think about it, like, their body is, like, literal natural lube as well. It's just there, right? All the points are there. All the points are there. I don't have to explain anymore. Cyclops girls. They're just cute. I mean, it's like, a normal human, right? Maybe bigger, stronger, obviously, with one eye. It's just cute. Like, what's wrong with Cyclops? They only have one eye. There are a lot of people that have one eye already in the real world, so I mean, at the end of the day, it's about personality, but like, typically stronger, typically cuter, often embarrassed of the fact that they have one eye, but it's cute in its own right, right? It is. 3D movies might be a pain, but hey, they also generally have good eyesight, so. Oni girls. Listen, everything is just gonna go into the S tier. I might change it as I go later on, right? Like that. I think that's a fair. I think that's fair, right? But like they're not like, for example, like these are like top tiers, and also like great. This is good. This is okay. Like depends, and then there's like not at all, right? But like Onis, like, alright, so let's speak objectively, right, on what Onis are, right? What is an Oni? So we're speaking objectively on what an Oni is it's like demon. It's like a demon. Demon ghost, right? And generally they are fierce and evil, generally, right? But not all Oni are like that. In fact, right, if if you know, you know, but let's talk about like let's talk about the sugar fiend Ayame from Hololive. Ayame Nakiri from Hololive, if we're being specific. Right? So she is an Oni, and she's fucking adorable. And you can't, like, I get it, it's unfair to me to compare every single Oni to, alright, yes, it is unfair to me to compare every single Oni to Nakiri Ayame, because, she's just too wholesome and hurts people's heart. Like, you could literally get a diabetes overdose from watching her. But she is a great example of, like, Onis who are just, they can just be as normal as human people too, They can be just as normal as human people. A little bit mischievous, of course. Physically stronger than humans, but that's really it. That's not really that much different. All right, Fox girls, Kitsune girls. All right, so Fox are another member of the canine family, if I remember correctly, right? They're in that tree, kinda. Right? So, like, I mean, foxes are great. Same. I'm going back on the cat, dog, wolf thingy. Foxes are great. They're furry, fluffy tail. They have the fluffiest tail at that. Foxes have the fluffiest tails at that. Very similar to dogs and wolves. So yeah, re-explaining that would be kind of be kind of difficult. But alright, so let's talk about mermaid girls, okay? Listen. We all watch The Little Mermaid. Well, for the most of us, You know, if you're, especially if you're American, like, you know of the Little Mermaid at least, right? So, like, we know about mermaids, and I'm not gonna lie, it would be a difficult relationship, none, like, to say. And the reason for that is because, they can't live on land. And, like, as a human, you can't really breathe underwater. Mermaids are, for some reason, they have this thing of bad luck around them. Like, their tales of always of misfortune or tragedy. And, you know, I mean, it's not all mermaids, but, it's just stigma that exists. They're very often compared to sirens because, kind of same family, same boat. But yeah, like, mermaids, they're they live in the water, and I do not live in the water. I don't think most people live in water, right? And it'd just be difficult. Like, I would have to, like, live next to a polar ocean or something, or have a polar ocean or a giant fish tank built inside my house. And they're also slimy, and they also smell kind of fishy, and their diet would be like, I don't know, I guess fish. Like, what do mermaids even eat? It's very simple. But I mean, they're great swimmers though, and, like, you will probably never drown unless they purposely drown you, because they'll always be there to save you. You'll see some pretty cool things, and I think they can communicate with fish. So, yeah, horse girls. All right, all right, all right. Personally, I think horse girls are A tier. I'm gonna get a lot of shit for this, but centaurs. So, like, horses are great. Like, they have this nice, dominant, strong, loyal personality. Okay, but like, it would be awkward. It'd be very awkward, and not in the Lamia sense awkward. It'd be a different type of awkward because it, it'd be a lot difficult to do certain things and a lot more difficult to do other things. But, you could ride, like, in both meanings, you could definitely ride a centaur, like, if she allows you to, that is, because, it's kind of embarrassing to them and other things and whatnot. But yeah, they're very loyal, strong. You know, yeah, centaurs are great. They're great. Squirrel girls. I mean, I don't have anything against squirrel girls, right? I'm putting squirrel girls in A for now. Like, I don't have anything with, like, squirrel girls, right? It's just that I don't really know, like, what they would do, rather, per se. Like, I guess they would be very, hmm. I guess I'll put it in A. A, S, A, S, A. I mean, like, alright, so Squirrel Girls, like, they, like, have, like, good agility and strength and reflexes, I guess. They can, like, jump pretty high. They got, like, small claws. They can climb very well. But, like, there's not really, other than that, there's not really anything special, not that much different from a real girl. Because it's not like they're all that much better than normal human beings at all those things, except maybe climbing. But yeah. I mean, maybe they'll be able to open, like, like nuts with their mouth. Quite, quite literal nut busters. But other than that, like, I don't see anything. A tier. Raccoon girls. S tier. Raccoons are great. Raccoon girls would be great. I They're they're very good in the night, right? Very active in the nighttime. Um, you know, they don't really complain about food. Very capable. Um, they're like better than squirrels in like every other way. Like they can do everything a squirrel can, but better. Try, like it's just great. Raccoon girls are great. They're very furry. They have furry tails, and you know, yeah. Hellhounds. So 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 I'm gonna put hellhounds right here, and the reason why I'm putting hellhound girls right here is very simple, right? And it's because like they're probably very, selfish creatures, like they're hellhounds, so they probably feast on like a lot of meat. They probably don't do elf festivals. They feast on a lot of meat, maybe souls, like not quite the thing you want. Finding a place for them to live would be very difficult, right? Um, like they're kind of like wolf monsters, but they're probably like you probably be hard to keep them under control. They're definitely aggressive. Maybe a little bit selfish, maybe a little bit like arrogant. Like it's like it'd be difficult. Like they won't be able to become a pet as rather a cat or a fox or a dog girl. They're definitely their own thing, and I mean, I guess if you like to be dominated and not really listened to, if you're a very submissive type of guy, B tier, hellhounds, they're for you, right? But yeah, I know where I'm putting mine. Succubus. Angels. I'm not explaining those, okay? I'm not elves. I feel like if I have to explain any of these four, you just haven't been on the internet enough, right? I mean, all right. So so right. I guess I guess like if you're like, if you're scared of blaspheming God or gods, whatever you believe in, like angels might not be for you, right? Or if you worship them too much, okay, cool. But like no, just no. I disagree in every way. No. No. Like just no. Succubus, like if angels were the goody two shoes, succubus are like the evil, the bad girls in quite literally every sense. Like they're contrast to each other because one encourages you to do good things, the other one encourages you to do bad things, but they're both great. So I can't talk too much on this because if I do, then YouTube Kun won't be won't be too happy. But elves. So elves are very, they're often depicted as prideful, right? Is there a dark elves here? Because that might be a whole nother topic that I might have to go to. No, they're not. All right. So elves. First off, let's talk about elves, right? Let's talk about elves in general, right? So elves are typically broken into like three categories, right? You have like a high elf, like the forest elf, and the dark elves. Those are generally the three different type of categories of elves, right? And basically, everyone has the, stereotypes in mind. Forest elves are forest dwellers. They're kind of peaceful. They live on their own. They hunt what they need to hunt. They tame animals, help them hunt. They're very in tune with nature and whatnot, right? Obviously, forest elves are the generic elves, right? And then you have like the high elf, you know, royalty esque, elves, right? They're, yeah. So the high elves are, definitely, they're definitely royalty. Pretty, what's the word that I'm looking for? Prideful. Very, very prideful of their heritage and stuff and whatnot, you know. And then you have dark elves, So dark elves, they're probably the more magical, sneaky, looked down on one generally because they're typically shown to be evil, but they that's not true, right? Um, Elves are polyamorous, which is amazing. Um, or they're, very exceptionally chaste. It really depends. It really depends on the elf itself, right? They're they're obviously by nature more beautiful than normal human females, more durable, um, delicious even. um, and pointy ears, and they live longer. They're very skillful in a lot of things, and they do not mind. Well, maybe high elves they might mind, but and dark elves might look down on humans. I mean, but it's like high elves and dark elves generally look down on humans, but for a different reason. One of them is in media is typically despised by humans, and therefore there's a little rivalry there. While the other one is just arrogant to the bone. Um, I mean, elves are very, very wide in range, but that's good too. That's good too. Let's just keep it as elves are just better humans. Yes, with pointy ears and longer lifespans, and better physical ability and magical ability. Because elves can also use magic depending on nature. All right, you get it. Elves are great. Vampires. Vampires. Vampires are great because they have long lifespans. They're into blood play. If you're into that type of stuff, and they can also make you another vampire. Very active in the night, rarely active in the morning. You know, um, you can't go to the beach with them, but you could do other things, or at least you can stroll the beach in the nighttime. They can fly, right? They can carry you in the air, sky while you fly. They can fly you around at night. Take you to a mountain, enjoy the moonlight. You can have some nice dates. Vampires are great. Vampires are very great. Um, Having a constant supply of blood might be an issue depending on the amount that they drain you of, and but yeah, vampires are great, and they're also very broad in nature. Like vampires and zombies, or take up like most of the undead girls. So yeah, they're just great. There's a lot of variety. You can get what you want. Imps, imps. All right, so when I typically think of an imp, right? I think of Doom. I think of Doom, like the imps from Dooms, right? They're but that's the first thing that comes to mind. But to me, like when I'm thinking like Monster Girl imps, I think of like something that's like a goblin, but it's not a goblin. Like, you know, like when you think of like so before we start, there's like imps and goblins are like related a lot in nature, but no, I'm thinking more of something like maybe like a goblin mixed with a devil, and that's like what an imp is. they're mischievous little creatures. Mischievous little creatures. Very, very playful. Very playful. Yeah. They're mischievous, very playful. They're typically short, you know. And, yeah. Other than that, you know, they're not that much different. Like, an imp girl wouldn't be that much different. They may or may not have wings, so that's cool. But, yeah, imps are great. Like, well, I wouldn't say they're great. They're just okay. They're just okay, right? They're just okay. They're not, like, way better, but they're not, like, super bad either. They're just okay. Crab girls. Now, I am a Cancer, right? I am a Cancer on the horoscope, so, like, I mean, crabs are, like, cool, right? Crabs are definitely cool. I have to respect crab girls. But, like, when you also think about, you know, they're kind of worse spiders, you know, and, like, that's not cool. Being a worse spider is not cool. Like, they're definitely harder. They don't have hairs like spiders do. Like, you know, their claws are, like, yeah. I mean, crab girls are definitely, like, you could ride them, but, like, yeah, no. Crab girls are C tier. It's just not spiders. Like, spiders are better. But I wouldn't say no. Like, it's not a pass. It's just like, you know? So, in any case, we're gonna go on to the next thing, right? Mimic girls. Now, mimic girls are quite hard to, like, you know, say, oh, hey, like, because it's, what is a mimic girl to you? Now, to me, right, a mimic girl is a girl that can take any shape, size, form, right, to bait you, right? Whether that be physical objects or, you know, like inanimate objects or living beings, right? And it's to basically lure you in and eat you, okay? Now, mimic girls would be dangerous because, you know, like, they are a monster. Like, even though their outside appearance is like, oh, hey, like, mimic girls, well, mimics in general, when they get excited, you know, they kind of monsterize more so, right? And they would lose their form because a mimic is what it is. It's a mimic. It only, you know, has that appearance temporarily, right? Basically, what I'm trying to say is, like, if you, like, they can be whatever you want them to be, but, like, when things get real intimate, they can be very dangerous, you know? But, you know, their sole purpose is eating you, and, like, you know, their sole purpose is eating you. So, like, mimic girls are, like, because they can change shape and form, they're up there, right? Even with all the danger, I think that they're still S tier, you know? Ghost girls. It's just my kink. I can't say that. Alright, so ghost girls are like human girls, or actually were human girls, but now they are ghosts, right? And ghost girls can mean a lot because there are a lot of different type of ghosts. Like, for example, the, like, living undead armor is basically a ghost girl in a suit of armor. Makes sense, right? Right. But, like, ghost girls are usually, they have some type of grudge or something. They have a reason of unfulfillment, right, that calls them to be a ghost. But And that might, it sounds like issues, right? And it, of course, it's issues, right? But like, you can help them to that purpose, right? You can help them to that purpose, and like, you can have them possess you, and like, they'll never leave you. Like, quite literally, they will never leave you, right? They'll be the stalker. They'll be the stalker that a lot of people wish they had but didn't know is there, until they show themselves and you figure out, yo, they are actually there. Those girls are great. Um, they can fly. They can phase through walls. They can become incorporeal and invisible, which, I mean, that might be problematic for some people. But they can also make themselves transparent. And the thing, like, there's a lot of things you can do with ghost girls because they're ghosts. So yeah, I'll leave it up to your imagination. But ghost girls are great. Honey. B girls are probably very sweet, probably very sweet. Um, their anatomy does not make sense, obviously. How can they fly? How can they fly with those wings? It doesn't make sense. Um, but like, they would be buzzing a lot. They vibrate a lot by nature, and they would be very sweet. Honey. Yeah, all right. Next one. Ant girls. All right. Ant girls. So I'm not sure if ant girls means strictly like normal ants, or if we're just talking about queen ants, right? Because like, if we're talking about like ant girls, you generally think queen ants. But if you're talking about normal, if this is limited to all types of ants, then it's it'd be very interesting, right? Because ants don't mind sharing. You know, worker ants are all females typically. Um, so like, ant girls, like, they're pretty great. They're pretty great at working as a team. They share their problems. They don't care about sharing the same mate. Um, they're very good at building, right? Disposing of waste, cleaning, like all the type of stuff. Like, ant girls are ant girls would be pretty great at that type of stuff. They're like housewife. They're basically housewives. That does a lot more and is than you would expect them to do. They're also very strong, like very very strong, and very breedable, if you will. I mean, they might have, 6 legs, and they might have antennas, but I just think it adds more to the flavor. And queen ants are a whole different ballpark, right? They literally just exist to be mated with, right? They typically don't move a lot. I mean, depending on what type of, it depends on the ant species, but yeah, queen ants, they're very, very breedable, very breedable. Oh God. uh, uh, but yeah, like, they're very honest, hardworking animals, insects, girls. Yes. Um. So yeah, they would be A tier, right? They'd be A tier. Definitely be A tier. Let's let's order this. Yeah. I think this is about right. I think this is about right. Think I think this is about right. I'm so going to hell for this, but I really do not care. Really do not care. God. Also, oh fuck, I didn't mention slimes could also take different forms. Depending on the slime, of course, but like it's not uncommon for slimes to take other people's forms. Of course, they can't mimic any like physical traits, like or rather how they feel. I mean, like they can't mimic the feeling of hair, but they can mimic like pressure and stuff like that. So, you know, I'm gonna just leave it as it is for right now. I'll come back to it later, but like I just wanted to do a little stop point where I did that. Yeah. I think I'm gonna move Hellhounds down here. I think I am. Alright. Okay. I might move harpies up. Because harpies over mermaids. Alright, got it. Got it. I'm done for now. So, going on to the next one. Bear girls. Now, bears are like it depends on the type of bear, right? Because pandas are amazing, right? Even grizzly bears are amazing, but polar bears are fucking terrifying. Like polar bears will maul you to death instantly. Like bears are already terrifying to begin with, but they're typically understandable. But like polar bears are very aggressive in nature. They're very loyal. Like they're very loyal, and they will like, they will defend both their mates and their offspring. But they're very territorial as well. And if you do not respect their privacy, even if you are their mate, like they have been known to attack. So bears are like kind of hard for me, but like pandas are great. Like a panda, like they're peaceful and they eat bamboo and they're cute. They're great, It's like bears will go in front of squirrels, but because like the different bears, it just ends up here. Yeah. Orcs. Orc girls, right? So, going again, what is an orc? Orc is the big, strong warrior type, the fantasy race. They are the fantasy race that are just great, And they are definitely like man eaters, man killers. I mean both of those fit. God, orc girls are Jesus Christ. This is good. This is good. This is great. This is great. Orcs are great. I mean, like, they're definitely like the dominant aggressive type, but they're also open and honest, and they'll tell you what they want. They have abs. Like you could get ab jobs. Death by snoo. They like breeding. All right. Anyways, you get it, right? Orc girls are great. Millipede girls. Too long, has too many legs. Just it's like, so you have the lamias, and then you have centipede millipedes, and they're kind of disgusting. Centipedes and millipedes are kind of disgusting. So, yeah, I mean, personality, of course, is always a factor, but, and like, what, like, if I had to think about it, of like a centipede and a millipede, what would the personality of a centipede girl be like? Like, it would probably be awful. Like, when you combine centipede and humans, you get the human centipede, which is awful. And that conversation is over. Like, their mouths Their mouths would be, yeah. I mean, like their inner, like the inner parts would be soft, and it really depends on how long they are. Like it, it might not be that bad, but like they have like mouth pincers and stuff, and it's like very dangerous, and it. Okay. You know what? I would say yes from Melina to Mortal Kombat. I can say yes to. I can say like I can put them higher because at least in nature there's not like very aggressive. You know, they're actually rather shy. So personality wins it for you, Centipede girls. Mouse rat girls, top tier, too easy. It's just too great. Um, yeah, mouse rat. Dragon girls, top tier. Oh my god. Where's like. All right, listen. Dragon girls are they're fucking dragons. You would be fucking dragons. You'd pull a whole donkey in this bitch. Excuse me. Um yes, but like dragon girls are great. You know, they're strong, dominant, loyal, prideful. They're like they're everything that you can want. Like out of a monster girl that is still somewhat an animal, right? Like, and even then, they're not really, cause like they're like on levels of gods and stuff, right? I mean, yeah, sure, some are poisonous, right? I mean, but like they have tons of different abilities depending on the dragon itself. They have horns. Horns are great. You know, they're warm or cold depending on the type of dragons because you know dragons different elementals. They have scales for skins. They're like they have a long tail and wings and they're super strong. And it's like you know like they they're very broad in nature like different dragons are very broad in nature and like does that include wyverns, does that include like other things like ground dragons, like dragons are listen, dragons are great, especially if we're talking like dragons, they're great, like even wyverns are great, dragons are great. It's S tier, it's too easy. Lizard girls. So like imagine every dragon girl that wasn't a dragon by name, and that would probably be lizards. And that includes dinosaurs. So I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Dinosaur girls, ayo. S tier. Lizard girls, I mean, Lamias are kind of lizards anyways to begin with. S tier. Like, Jesus. Easy. Salamanders. Don't know why this is separate. um, I honestly don't know why these are separate. Like, they're both great. It's like thinking about it. Like, I want to say like salamanders are moist, while lizards are rough. I think. I think the only difference is like the number of appendages they have and just the typical texture skin, which honestly for me is not a problem, right? I mean, I guess, you know, the five finger advantage versus four finger, it is what it is. It makes for different hand jobs, you know. Can't say that. I cannot say that. And you know, web toes and other. You know, let's move on. Um, Pixie fairy girls. Okay, so are we talking full size full size pixie fairies? Are we talking Tinkerbell? Are we talking wish granting pixie fairies? Are we just talking Tinkerbell? It's all right. So this one, I'm just gonna put this in A. It's very broad, but pixies fairies are. We have dark fairies and pixies. They're often kind, but you know, pixies fairies are great. They're great. I don't care if they're like the size of I don't care if they're very small either. Like if there's a Tinkerbell sized pixie, I mean they're still great, right? You just wouldn't be able to do a lot. Like you'd be able to do other things, but you wouldn't be able to do a lot because yeah. You can get full body jobs with a pixie fairy girl, but that's literally probably the only thing you can do because everything else would probably squash, kill, etc., 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 etc. I'm gonna stop right there. But yes, dryad nymph girls. Listen, the embodiments of the ocean. I mean, they're fairies too, I think, but like they're basically like the embodiments of the ocean and forest. Like, why not? You would literally be fucking Mother Nature. And if Hololive is okay, let's stop. Just gonna stop. Tanooki girls. Aren't Tanooki's like squares? Squirrels. Oh my god, squares. Yes. Yeah. Tanooki's are like they're like a raccoon and a squirrel, right? You know, I'm just gonna there we go. Actually, I think Tanooki's are better. Yeah. I think this is great. In any case, Goblin Girls. Ah, God, please forgive me for this one. Jesus! Goblin Slayer, please forgive me, but all right. So I come across a lot of goblins, right? I've come across a lot of goblins in a lot of the media that I have consumed, right? I have. Now, not all goblins are like Goblin Slayer goblins. In fact, goblin girls themselves are an enigma because there's not really in a lot of media, goblins are a monogender species that use other species to breed, right? So goblin girls themselves are an incredible existence. Not all goblin girls look like Goblin Slayer goblins. Typically goblin girls in media have hair, right? They do. And they wear rings through their ears. And they're great. They're great. They're not really the best in personality, right? They're not like they're more of a battle weary race, Um, they're fighters, definitely a fighter type. They definitely would try to be on the more dominant side, but if they're scared enough or if you're intimidating enough, goblins do shrink. They do know what fear is, so yeah. If you're into that kind of relationship. Um, they love seeking knowledge. They're a greedier race, and they are obsessed with riches. And they love breeding. I mean, goblins are great. Like they love breeding. Like goblins love breeding. They like it a lot. So, Moth girls, Moth girls. Where's Listen, too much layers of white will do something to me. If you know, you know. If you know, you know. If you don't, you don't. Moth mommies are great. They can fly. They're soft. They have multiple appendages. Um, they're attracted to light. They're a sign of good luck. And you know, moths in culture, like moths are great. Like they do. They're very fateful, right? You know, it's like they represent like transformation, you know. Moths are great. You know. And they hide a lot. They hide a lot too. That's just cute as well. That's just cute as well. Like, people when they think moths, they just think ugly butterflies. And I'm like, no, moths are better than butterflies. What are you doing with your life? I like moths a lot. You know. I like moths a lot. Toad frog girls. Hmm. 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 You see, um, so an anatomical wise, frogs can their thingy can come out of their body if you know. If you know what I'm talking about, you know. Like it can come from outside of their body, and that's an interesting concept. Um, their tongues as well. Their tongues. Like you know, it's great. It's great. They have webbed fingers and toes. It's great. They can climb. You know. They have big eyes. Eyes, yes. I'm staring into their eyes. Obviously, I'm staring into their eyes. Um, you know, it's like, why not? Why not, you know? I mean, really, who's going to stop you? Who's going to stop you if you commit to a frog girl? The answer, no one. No one is going to stop you. Right? They're hardworking, earnest, clumsy. They love rain, water, rainforests. They're not really good in hot areas, you know. But you know, like they need water a lot more than other things. Well, frogs do, not toads. Toads, I mean, they still need water, but yeah, frogs need water. They have slimy skin. They have natural lotion. You know, great swimmers. It's great. Like, why not? Now, if you were talking about toad girls, now toad girls are a little bit different, right? A toad girl, I mean, hmm. Toad girls are still great. You know, they can be dry. Like, they can be dry and they don't need water as much as frog girls. They're if frog girls were more of a water based, toads would be more of a land base. And also, you know, also very mucus, you know, have their own lotion, you know. It's like they're great. They're great too. You know. I want to put them up up right there. Yes. All right. putting zombie girls right here. And the only reason I'm doing this is because if I put them any higher, like, I don't think I would be able to, like, you know. It's like, alright, so the reputation of, like, being in a relationship of a zombie girl is, like, not something that you want to have. Because you are a necrophiliac at that point. And I mean, like, for one, it depends on the zombie. It really does depend on the zombie. Because, you know, if it's like, oh, skeleton, or like, you can, like, rotting flesh, just like, that's awful, you know? That's very awful. Like, Zombieland Saga zombies are, like, they're zombie girls. They're rotting, they put makeup, and they then kind of cover their smell, and they can kind of live a normal life. You see, it's great, right? It's great. You can see how that could be beneficial, you know? And, you know, like, there's a lot of things. Like, Dullahans, they are dead, right? Dullahans are dead. Vampires are dead. But they're not like other ghost girls typically dead too. But it's not like zombies, right? Like, zombies are typically normal people before they die. And it just feels so wrong. I mean, same with ghosts, but same with ghosts and vampires. But if, like, it's a morally wrong thing. Other than that, there's not really any problem. In fact, in some cases, zombies are very similar to Dullahans, as, you know, you could do a lot of stuff. Where Dullahan is just limited to the head, zombies, it can be every body part depending on the zombie itself. But then there leads to a lot of other issues, and, you know, like I said again, then there's the yeah, and they could be brain dead. Like, they can be brain dead too. It all right, all right. I might have to. Okay. Zombie girls are just too wide in nature. It's just too wide in nature, you know. Like, some zombie girls are S tier, while others, you know, they would go in the pass tier. So, just for the sake of staying safe, and for keeping my moral compass, we're just gonna leave zombies in C, the highest of C, because of the flexibility, I guess. Monkey Girls. So I don't know too much about Monkey Girls, but I do know that I read Shinka no Mi, and you know, it's they're not that much different from, I guess. Well, I mean, it took the fruit of evolution. But like Monkey Girls, I would just, if I had to see them as something, I would see them as, like, you know, basically like covered in monkey shaped hairs around the body. Obviously their actual hair part unaffected. Just very furry, very furry. And, you know, they would climb a lot of stuff and other things and other stuff. Like, they'd be, you know, athletic, you know. Like, they're not bad. They're not bad. You know, I should probably, all right, S, yes. So this is what we're gonna do, right? We're gonna name all these. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Alright. Yeah, I think this is about right. I think this is about right. Okay, so honestly, I have no clue what a Matingo girl even is. Right? Like, I don't know what a Matingo is. Oh! Well, I do know what a Matingo is. So basically, these are mushroom girls. Got it. Okay. So, mushrooms are fine. I mean, you'd have to worry about pores and stuff growing out of everywhere and other stuff if it can't be controlled. But if it can't be controlled, like, mushrooms are fine. You know? Also have to worry about, like, a lot of fungus-related diseases. But then again, it's if it can or can't be controlled type thing. I would love to believe so, anyways. You know, I would love to believe so. Because, I mean, if it wasn't, then it'd be like, you know, it'd be a very, 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 very bad thing. I'm pretty sure most people would agree with me, right? Like, mushrooms aren't bad. But they would definitely be very dangerous. You know? They'd probably be very shy and lonely too. Like, it'd be like something to protect, you know? It's like... But, you know, spores though. Like, they probably wouldn't have control over their own spores. Okay, alright, so... Maybe. Maybe. You know, I might go back through this. I might go back through this. Definitely, for sure. And so right now, I'll leave them here. It's because mushrooms, first off, depends on the mushroom. It really does. Like, mushroom girls could be great, but they could also be bad. Depends on the amount of control they have over their spores, and it also depends on, like, their effects. Because, like, you know, if there's a spore that makes you horny, then that's good. If there's a spore that's paralyzes you, that's bad. And if there's a spore that poisons you, then you're dead. You know, it's like mushrooms. Yeah, they have to stay and see. Can't go anywhere. Cowgirls. Milk. Milk. Yes. God, like, Jesus, cowgirls are. I don't even know. I don't feel like I should have to, like, you know. I feel like I should have to describe this. So, Skylas, or Skillas, or whatever. If I'm correct, it's like a reverse Medusa. Like, instead of the hair being snakes, it's like the whole bottom half is like snakes. Well, are they? It's not snakes, it's more like eels or wolves or. I don't know. I don't know what exactly it is. But, yeah. It's like, on one hand, it's a legendary monster. You know, very, you know, very, I guess, appealing to some, while other hand it's like not. Like, I don't know if this like includes like, because if we're talking like more of a octopus monster or kraken or squid monster, like that's fine. I'm gonna put it in C. I'm put it in C. Yeah, I'm gonna put it right here, right? Because like on one hand it's great, on another hand it's not great. Depends. It depends. I don't know exactly what a skilla. I don't even know how to say it. Can't even say it correctly. I don't think. How do I pronounce this? Skula. Skula. Got it. All right, but yeah, I don't think I'd be able to like confidently say, it's great. Is that's a tough one. Fish girls. Mermaid tier. Mermaid tier. Um, Actually less than mermaid tier. About the same. Rabbit girls. All they do is fuck, man. All they do is fuck. Like, come on. Like, what do you want from me? They're furry, and all they do is fuck, right? I'm like, why? Manticores. Bro, listen, Manticore girls are danger. Oh, oof. What? This right here, this right here? I think so. I think it was right like this. Manticores are great, right? They are great. Because they're like, basically, they're chimeras, right? Right? They have flight. They can absorb life or poison things with their tail, right? Some can use mana. They typically have regeneration powers, Like, this is great. It's so great. Minotaurs are great. And they're very strong. They're very strong. Like they're very physically overwhelming, so I mean, they might be a little bit on the sadistic side, but it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. It's like a dragon that isn't a dragon. That a dragon that isn't related to lizards, rather. Like, they're sadistic, but who cares? Very sadistic. Minotaur girls. Alright. Thought about what a Minotaur is, right? You thought about it? Okay, good. Now, you realize it's just too similar. They're just too similar in nature, right? Like, on one hand, one is more humanoid, right? But on the other hand, hooves and big muscles like abs and horns and probably they're just great. They're just great. They're good. They're good too. Mommy girls. Jesus fucking Christ. Alright, so mommies, right, to me are technically zombies, in my personal opinion. Right? So again, same problem with zombie girls. But I just realized, thinking of mommies, Jiangxis are also zombies. Like, alright. Pig girls. Delicious. Like, I, I don't know what to say here. Like, what's wrong? What's wrong with a little bit of Miss Piggy in my life? Oh my God, I'm going to hell. I'm for sure like going to the deepest, darkest spots of like hell that there is. But like no. Honestly, pig girls are like right here. Yeah. Because like pig girls typically are more to their actual pig side. Like they're more pig than human as compared to cowgirls or Minotaur girls. You know, they're very reminiscent of a pig. I mean, they're chubs, which if you like that, you like that. But it's like the nose, like orcs are like pig girls, but like, well, it depends, right? If we're talking Japanese orcs, those are pig girls. There we go. Japanese orcs are pig girls. Wow, orc girls are like more of the fantasy, um, you know, like they, yeah, like the Japanese isekai pig orcs. Yeah, those are pig girls. Wow, and like orcs are probably like the green orc from like World of Warcraft. Not Lord of the Rings orcs, but like and other fantasy stuff. All right. In any case, Scorpion girls. Okay. All right. So for the Scorpios out there, ayo, ayo. All right. Like I just that needs to be said. Giant girls. All right. So depends on how big, because giants can get huge. We're just talking about abnormally large. It's fine, right? Like 8 inches is not gonna hurt anyone, right? Like, I mean, sorry, not 8 inches. 8 feet. 8 feet isn't gonna hurt anyone. Oh God, what am I? People are like, what are you talking about? Yeah. So like, if you have like 8 feet tall people, it's not gonna hurt anyone, right? I I don't care if my mommy is taller than me. Why do you think I care about that? No, 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 I don't. But I mean, but now it starts to become a problem when they're like, 20 feet tall or or even higher than that. Like, like Dark Souls boss level giant. That then it starts to become a problem. But it depends on the range. But put him in A, because other than being a giant, not really anything. Not really anything wrong about that. All right. So we're almost done. Sheep girls. Oh God, sheep goats, bro. Goated, quite literally goated. Bat girls. Alroons. I feel like I should explain the last three. Okay, so Batgirls. Hmm. All right, so Batgirls. All right, so first sheep goat. So sheep goat girls are like, it's like, they're fluffy. They're fluffy with horns and they're innocent, they're passive. They might be a little bit mischievous, but like, come on, you can be the shepherd herding his own flock of sheep, Very fluffy. You know, it's like you don't really lose out. You don't really lose out on anything. It's just sheep are great. They're great. Like their personality is great, right? For the most part, general personalities are great, and they're fluffy. It's like they're great. Obliterate. Batgirls. I mean, so like bats are like kind of blind. Like they can't really see, or at least they don't have very good eyesight. But like bats, bats are they're they're not blind. They just have very sensitive vision that helps them in the dark. They can't really see well in the light. Um, they also don't see color, and they can't see very well. You know, like bats are weird. They're fluffy. They don't have arms. Um, you know, they can fly, and but like they hibernate like during the cold, unless you can keep them warm. But like, yeah, they're not very fertile. I think they like have like 1 to 2 kids a year. Um, yeah. I mean, they do have great hearing though, and like they have a weird membrane for like their wings. So yeah. Um, they also like have very good well, they can hmm what is this? They're very good at dodging, and their sound frequency is very wide. Like imagine a banshee. Speaking of which, banshees are ghost girls. Mm. You forget a lot when it's like these monster girls are too broad of an existence to judge. Like Ghost Girl was too many ghosts, zombies, too many zombies. You know, orcs. If Pit Girls wasn't here, orcs would definitely be a lot wider. Like kobolds. Like where do kobolds go in this? I guess no one really knows. But yeah. So in any case, yeah. Like you know, Batgirls are they're fine. They're fine. It's like bottom of A. They're fine. Um, God, what was it? And it was our oh, yo. So plant girls, right? Plant girls are great, right? I mean, how could you not like a plant girl? Doesn't doesn't make sense. Like they're just plants, you know. They're just luring you. They're luring you into their honey-filled sap to violate. I mean, to grab you and have you assist them in fertilizing them with your sustenance, you know. And you're trying to help you supply them. It the yeah. They're just they just grab you and you just procreate in that little flower thingy and you help them. You don't procreate, you help them breed. Yeah, that's it. You just fertilize them in their very sticky sap. That produces that makes primal urges. That's also very sweet. Their their sweet succulent juice from their flower. Their honey. Yeah. Their the downside is that they can't really move, but I mean you can move them. You just got to move the area around them. Like if they're very deeply rooted, you just got to take the areas that's rooted with them. They can't really travel with you, you know, like everywhere, and they need the sun. But it, does it matter? Like, does it really matter? No, it doesn't. It does not at all. Like, let's be honest, you'll just get milked. Okay, Eldritch Girls. I don't think I need to explain this, right? I don't think I need a. Oh, oh, this list is very out of order. Oh no. All right, let's do this. God, this is hard. Might have to. Yeah. I think this is fine. Yeah, alright, so I realized that I have to move a lot of these. I'll fix this later. Let's finish this up. Alien girls, mantis. Alright, so let's finish this up. Let's finish this up, right? So basically, for all of these in this bottom category, it depends. It depends. It really does, right? Because, like, you know, they're very dangerous. Like, mimics are dangerous too, but they are all worth the risk, right? They're all worth the risk, right? Like, these two. Those two. So those two, it depends. It depends on the sustainability of their actual body and like other factors as well, right? Um, can be very poisonous. Can be very problematic. Also can be very problematic. Not really to my cup of tea. Not like the worst does not outweigh the risk. Can crush you. Difficult to do certain things with. Etc. Etc. It's a crab. Also like water based. So mushrooms like spores like so much for this one and mantis girls. So if you guys know anything about mantises, they eat their prey. Now, if they did not eat their prey, right? But they eat their prey. No, thank you. Maybe that's like a last resort thing. Like, all right, the Earth is about to die, and or something like that. Like the world is about to be destroyed. You know. And even then, I don't think wanting to get eaten alive is not that. Yeah, you gotta be down. You would have to be down horrendous. I shouldn't say I'm. It should be. It should just be down horrendous. All right. Imps are devious, mischievous. Harpies are harpies. Mermaid girls. Like, why harpies when you have angels? Like birds. Stop. No birds. Um, Mermaid girls. Well, I mean, some birds are cool. Cause like, does harpies include like phoenixes? Maybe. Do they include phoenixes and hawks? No, maybe not. Um, fishes. Just fishes. I like they're sea creatures. No. No. I mean, if that's your king. Yeah. I don't think any of these are like a hard pass. Like I shit. I might just be down super duper bad, but I don't think any of these are a hard pass like because like there's so much life and beautifulness to the world, you know. So much life and beautifulness to the world. Like if I had to put two, probably be these two. Yeah. Probably be these two. And the reason why is because, well, they're just too, you know, dangerous. Right. Just too dangerous. These are like hard debates, right? These are like, you know, it's like, right? Cause Like I mean I it wouldn't be a hard no, right? It wouldn't be a hard no. Like I would have to think about it. By hard yes, I mean I should say after some thought. I should put after some thought. Yes. Right. Like this is some consideration. This is some hard thought. This is like I contemplated like everything before I picked these options. These are just no. I contemplated everything before I picked these options. It depends, you know. It's like these is like there's not really any reason to say no, you know. Like Scorpion Girl might poison you a little bit, a little bit. I mean, scorpion poison, although it can be dangerous, is probably paralyze you. Well, if it's like a scorpion girl, though, no, probably not, huh? The venom would probably be a lot stronger. Still worth, right? Yeah. Batgirls are great. Like they don't have too much to offer, but they don't have anything bad either. They're just active in the nighttime. And yeah, their sight is bad, but their hearing is great. Monkey girls, not too different from a normal human, except I guess more of a monkey, more primitive, more primitive. Yes, squirrel girls. I mean I don't really know like squirrel bear girls. Like I said, like they're pretty great, but polar bears. So yikes. No reason to say no at all. Like why? There's no reason to say no. You're not at a disadvantage or anything. If anything, it comes with pluses. Um, well, like at bare minimum, it's a plus. Like you're not really at a disadvantage. Mouse rat girls. They're just cute. They're just very cute. It's just very cute. I'll put it lower though, but they're very cute. Pixie Fairy. Oh wait, I already did that one. Ant Girls. I already explained that one in grand detail. So lizards and salamanders aren't that bad, right? They're not. They're reptiles, but they're not that bad, you know. Like, and this probably includes dinosaurs, right? Probably includes dinosaurs, so they're not that bad. There are reasons to say no to them though, but like it really depends on species. Yeah. Um, Cyclops and giants. Like this one, typically taller than normal people. Typically stronger, and they only have one eye. But that's really just about it, you know. They usually have good eyesight with that one eye. Usually. Um, Giants. Like I said, it's size dependent, but no reason to say no nonetheless. Centaurs, man, centaurs are great. Onis are great. Goblins are great. Like all these are great. I've explained these in big detail. Aliens. So aliens can easily be like top five, but like alien is such a broad term, right? It is such a broad term. Depends on like the alien species and like what it do, like what it does, what it do, right? Like this one should probably be. It should probably be here. It should probably be here or here, to be honest. But like, alien is just so broad, right? It really is. Bees. Hey yo. I'm just saying bees be busy. Mimic girls, already explained. The danger is worth it with all the potential and possibility. Like, they're like worse slimes. Mimics are like worse slimes. Yes. Actually, mimics can actually replicate texture, so maybe not. And their desire to eat you is stronger as well. But, and by mimics, and in the eat way, that's kind of dependent. Raccoon girls, great. Tanooki girls, better raccoon girls. Rabbit girls, yeah. Sheep, goat. Yo, sheeps are just great. Like, I don't. So for like some of these things, I don't know how to explain. Like, other than they're just great. Like, they are great. Like, it might definitely be a bias for sure. Like rabbits, like, I mean, all they do is like, that's all they do for the most part. Eat, sleep, procreate, repeat. Sheep goat girls are just cute. They're just cute and fluffy. Very fluffy. Dryad nymphs. Like I said, like, protector of the forest type bee, protector of the water type bee. Like, it's a spirit. And it's like, it's great. Orc girls, please just sit on my face. Ghost girls. I've already explained this one. Minotaur girl, cowgirls. Basically same boat, right? One is just a little bit more bovine than the other, but pretty great. Also, cowgirls, milkies. While Minotaur girls can have milkies, but it's not as milkies as cowgirls, and yeah. Alrune. You just become fertilizer, and I'm okay with that. Like, becoming fertilizer is fine with me. Fucking a plant is okay with me. Yes, I fucking said it. Fucking a plant is okay with me. Eldridge. In all honesty, like, especially with the new game that's been out recently on the rise recently, like, if for those of you that know, like, but like, Eldritch girls they're fine, right? You know, you know, it's fine, right? Like, Sucker for Love, if Sucker for Love has proved anything, is Eldritch girls are fine. And I do mean fine in like every sense of the meaning, fine. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you guys know what I'm saying. Come on. Who doesn't want a wish granting Cthulhu demon that kind of lives in your nightmares and can violate you in your nightmares? Right? To, you know, it's great. It's great. It's great. Vampires. Better humans. Sex can't be in the sun. That's it. Also have a blood kink. Or, yeah, stuff. You have to offer them life force or whatever. However, for those that know, Slime girls. Listen, slime girls are top tier. Dog, wolf, cat girls. All top. I shouldn't have to explain this. Like, I feel like dog girls, cat, fox, wolf, all of them, dog. Dog girls. Dog, wolf, fox, cat girls. Like, they all like fit in that in that category of they're common and they're great, and there isn't much problems. They've been explored the most. Like, I feel like any humanoid monster or whatever, like, they've been explored the most. They're the most common ones, and like, you kind of know like what you want to know and what you like and don't like about them, right? They've been explored the most. I mean, maybe zombies could rival them, but you know, zombies when you're talking like if we're talking like a monster consumed zombie, then it's like, hey yo, when you're talking like zombies in general culture, it's like, yo, what the fuck, like. What are you thinking with your life? Like you really thought about that? Like you're fucking scum. Like you should kill yourself. Like kill yourself right now. But you know it is what it is. Manticores, badasses. I don't know how to say it. They're just badass dummy mommies. Moth girls, moth mommies. I don't know how to explain that one either. I already did earlier. Elves. Already explained elves. They're very broad range of elves, and I mean I'm okay with like almost all of them. So let's go. Lamias. Snake girls. Let's go. Dragon girls. Dragons. Bro, listen. Dragons are amazing. Like they just are. Like who? That's basically dragons are literally represented as like gods in some cultures. Like if you don't want to fuck a god, like what is wrong with you? Let's just take out the identity of dragon itself, right? Let's take it out. It it's simply bragging rights, okay? It is simply bragging rights at the end of the day. Even if you took everything else away. Ooh, Dullahans. Dullahans are, you know, great. I feel like I don't need to explain that one anymore either. And Succubus, I I can't explain Succubus on stream. Like it's just too much. But yeah. So, anyways, I'm gonna end it here. Um, it was nice. This was nice. You know, I had fun. I hope you guys learned something. I mean, if you didn't, then that's fine too. But yeah. Um, thank you for watching the stream. If you did, if you didn't, and just skip to the end. Still thank you for clicking. And yeah, thank you. And enjoy the rest of your day.